families? What about our friends? What about our neighbors? May Allah protect us. And it goes on, because youngsters, the youth, and even adults, we have such an affiliation with the West that we no longer even know what Islam's position is on certain things. Music has become such a part of our lives, that we are absolutely unable to rid ourselves of music. And I'm speaking of first-hand experience, because when I started studying, I told a friend of mine, "Are you mad? Not listen to music? How can you deprive yourself like that? It's just music, it's innocent. You have a natural tendency to want to listen to music. It's natural, man." And why? Was it because somebody told me to say that? No, because that's what my natural tendency was. I grew up like that. I lived like that. Life was like that. Everybody else was doing that. So how could I stand up against everybody else and do something differently? It's insane. Yet Allah says, وَإِن تُطِعْ أَكْثَرَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّوكَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ إِن يَتَّبِعُونَ إِلَّا الظَّنَّ وَإِنْهُمْ إِلَّا يَخْرُصُونَ. Listen carefully. This is an amazing verse. If you follow the majority of the people in the land, they will most definitely send you astray from the path of Allah. They are not following except their own whims and fancies, and they are doing nothing to you but lying. Allahu Akbar. This was revealed how many years ago? And how well does it apply to our circumstances today? Go ahead, follow what is cool. Be a part of the coolio gang. Be a part of the hip and happening. You will be cool until you reach the qabr, and then you the fool. May Allah protect us. May Allah protect us. It doesn't stop there. There are so many distractions. And for adults specifically, especially in today's time, we are all busy climbing the ladder to success, the corporate ladder. Our degrees are important and our jobs are important, and we need to reach the top. How many of us are so distracted with reaching to the top that we forget that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls us 5 times a day? Inna salata kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta. Salah is on prescribed times for the believers. It's Allah's words in the Quran. Not when we want to make tarawih. Tarawih is for the month of Ramadan, not for every day. That, I promise you, there's nothing like that in Islam. Nothing like that. I challenge you, go and find something like that. Bring your scholars, bring your evidences, and show me that you can come and make tarawih every day. Once a salah misses its waqt, it is a sin against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can make it up, but you'll still get punished for not making it on time. I challenge you to find anything differently to that. Jama'atul Muslimin, there's no problem in climbing a ladder to success, but understand that the dunya ladder is limited, and that you will never ever be able to get enough dunya. That ladder will go on and on and on. But the ladder to the akhirah, subhanallah, once we get to the akhirah is eternal. So what would you rather be working for, a limited ladder or an eternal ladder? But yet, how many of us who work say, we say that our bosses are going to complain, and they're going to take off from our wages, and our salaries are going to suffer. But what about the boss of our bosses? What about the boss of all bosses? What is he going to say? What is Allah going to say? Is Allah going to ask you, well, did you get your hours in? Is Allah going to say, did you give me my salah? Did you give me my salah? That's what Allah is going to ask us. And are we going to say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we didn't have a musalla, we didn't have a machi, we didn't have a place to take off our shoes, or a private place, there was people watching. Since when did we need a musalla to make salah? Was the Prophet ﷺ's mosque not made of gravel, simple sand and stones? Did they not make salah with their shoes on even? A lot of the time? Yes. You don't need a musalla. You have a mat on the floor, you have wooden flooring, you have cement flooring, you have the roof, you have the grass outside. Oh no, but what if a dog, and what if a cat? No, Islam doesn't work on what ifs. If you didn't see a dog there and you didn't see a cat there, it's pure, make salah. The entire dunya was made a masjid for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it was made a masjid for us as well. So let us not be distracted, Jama'atul Muslimin. Let us get our priorities straight. How many of our youngsters are so distracted because of haram relationships that we are not even supposed to be involved in? Courting, dating is haram in Islam. Whether the West says differently or whether our mindset say differently, whether we ask the question, are we going to get married or not? It is haram in Islam. If you want to know how to get married, there are definite answers for that. This isn't the time and place for that, otherwise we'll speak about that for the rest of the night. But courting and dating is absolutely haram in Islam. No doubt about that. You won't find a single scholar to differ with me. I challenge you. I challenge you. And I'm not challenging you out of arrogance, I'm saying, because I want us to get the understanding that it is haram. Yet we find so many youngsters who spend more time with these sweethearts than they do with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is non-existent in their lives. May Allah protect us. Jama'atul Muslimin, the list can go on. And we can speak about the distractions of this dunya forever. But in our time, how many of us were too busy with, where is it? I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Subhanallah. And we watched these things and we thought, oh, it's innocent cartoons. But then we got the girlfriend after a few years. We got the boyfriend after a few years because Aladdin did it. Now, we didn't say that when we got the girlfriend or the boyfriend, but didn't it go in? Wasn't it part of what made up our thoughts and our mindsets? May Allah protect us and grant us understanding. Some more serious than others. Some Muslim youngsters are involved in drugs and in drinking, subhanallah. And in clubs. And parents sometimes even know about it. But hulle is maar nog jong. And there's a time and a place for everything. And one day they will change. And the excuses that we make go on. All to deceive ourselves into thinking that it is okay. It is okay to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just like shaitan thought it was okay. Remember this. Shaitan refused to bow down to Nabi Adam out of respect as a command from Allah. And what happened to him? He became a shaitan ar-rajim. The cursed shaitan. And this ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, we are out partying. We don't only refuse to bow down to what Allah commands, but we refuse to bow down to Allah Himself. And you know what we do? We have a New Year's Eve party while we're at it. And then we oversleep for Fajr because it's fun. Because we were having a good time last night. So if that was the outcome of shaitan, what is our outcome? May Allah grant us protection. Allah open up our eyes. Let us wake up. We are not talking about becoming mujahideen. I'm not saying take your guns and your swords and go over to Palestine and go fight now. That's not the message. The message is wake up. All we need to start with is our salah. It doesn't take $1. It doesn't take a rand. It doesn't take a cent. All it takes is for us to wake up. We all walk the path of this life. We are all faced with trials and tribulations. We will all go through difficulties and hardships. We all have challenges and we all have skeletons in the closet. What's in the past is in the past. Allah will forgive all sins. قُلْ يَا عِبَادِيَ الَّذِينَ أَصْرَفُوا عَلَى أَنفُسِهِمْ لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ. Say to my slaves who have wronged their souls, don't lose hope in the mercy of Allah. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ جَمِيعًا. Allah will forgive all sins. إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. Allah is the most forgiving, the most merciful. Allahu Akbar. But at the end of the day, if we don't wake up and we don't make a decision, we all have one of two outcomes. Imma Jannah or Nar. Either Jannah or the fire of Jahannam. And this is nothing like Jannah or Jahannam. This is but something to make us think. But we will walk that path, and at the end of the day, according to our decisions in this dunya, we will answer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we want to go to Jannah, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. Every soul is a taster of death. وَإِنَّمَا تُوَفَّوْنَ أُجُورَكُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. On the day of Qiyamah, we will be paid out our rewards in full. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةَ فَقَدْ فَازَ. Those who are taken away from the fire of Jahannam, and they are entered into Jannah, meaning they stay far away from Jahannam, and they go straight to Jannah, فَقَدْ فَازَ. They have attained the true success. Their ladder of success will finally pay off. That is true success. وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ, says Allah. What is this worldly life except for goods of deception? Now I ask you, is this world not doing its job? Is this dunya not doing a good job at deceiving the ummah? Definitely. And again, why are we talking about this? Because we have one heart. That heart has place for one of two things in an indirectly proportionate relationship. Either you have more akhirah in the heart or you have more dunya in the heart. But the two cannot coexist equally. There's one of the two. So you have to live in the dunya, but don't let the dunya live in your heart. And what is the key to attain the success? What is the key to attaining Jannah? Everyone knows this, but we haven't realized it yet, man. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had told us a long time ago, Miftahul Jannati as-salah. The keys of Jannah is your salah. Allahu Akbar. Simple. Just answer Allah and His Rasul when they call you. And don't answer them when we want to answer them. Allah's not waiting for our salah. Right? He's going to come home from work any minute now. I can expect His salah now. No. Allah doesn't need our salah. We need Allah. So when Allah calls, respond, hasten towards Allah. May Allah grant us the understanding.